Hi everyone, this video is for access. To create an access, you go to access and then you select a blank database. Then make sure here, it is important to save your database, and then make sure here you click here. It is going to take you on the save button, and then you save it, you name it, and then you go to create. When you go to create, then you go to view here. When it takes you here, it's already showing you that there's a table here, and then from there you just click the picture, the view, and then you name the table. Sorry, I am going to use exercise 1.5 as an example. Reason being, it is more complicated. It has two tables that you need to link before you do the queries. All right, so then you name according to this. They say create a blank database and save it as job plus your initials and the student number. So that you're going to put it here, the initials and the student number. Immediately when you say okay, it is then going to take you here to say you are now going to create the field's name. The field's name, it is the column headings. What is the column headings? Column headings is this: the name, the surname, the experience, the age, current income, contact number, reference number, and available. All those things that you see at the top there, we call them column headings or the field's name. So this is what you are going to put them here. And then the type, this is what you're going to select. If you have a number, this is where you're going. After you have typed the number here, then you're going to change there. You're going to change the sorry, you're going to change the type in there. So now the info, yeah, this is the info table. Yeah, this is what I mean. You see, you have the name, and then you have a name here. The name is a short text. The surname is a short text. The experience is a short text. The age, sorry, let's go down. You see here the age, it is the numbers. The current income, it is the currency. Okay, in Access, do not mind the currencies. They normally come in dollars. Do not mind that as well. The contact number, it is in numbers. Then the reference, it is not in numbers because there are some text along with that. So we are going to say text or short text here. The available, we are going to select yes or no. We have such options. Going down to the second table, here we are going to create two tables, remember? So for the first one, we are going to create it and then insert all this data towards the end. I'm going to show you, and then create another one on the very same Access database. Okay, now let's go. The age, we say the age is the number. Income, we selected currency. The contact number, we say to numbers. Reference, short text. Available, you just use the down arrows. Available, it's a yes or no. Once you are done with that, then you go to view this picture. Just select the picture. If you want to save, then you say yes. I've already typed mine because I am using one hand. I'm using my phone to record. I'm also using the other hand to just click. You could see here that the currency, they are in dollars. They have come in dollars. So for now, you can just leave it like that. All right, and then you see the age is a number, and then for available, if it's a yes, you make a tick. If it's a no, you leave it. If it's a yes, you make a tick. If it's a no, you leave it like that. But when you type, you just click here. You type. When you enter, it's going to move automatic to the next column. You enter, it's going to move automatic to the next column. When you are done, you just press enter. When you are done, just press enter, or you press these arrows that are pointing on the right. Okay. All right. So after then you have then created your table, you go again to create table, and then you go to view this picture, and then you name the table now. What do you name it now with? You name with info, initials, and surname. And then again, we are here, the info, initials, and surname. It is here. It has no, this one is address. This one is address. Yeah, I made a mistake, sorry. Address, initials, and surname. The address, initials, and surname, it has the date of birth, it has the address, it has the city, it has the pre-code, it has reference number. Okay, you see the date of birth, it is the date or time. The address, long text. You could check, why do you say address, it is a long text? Because you see the addresses are long. You can check in your column if ever you are creating the column headings, you can check if they are short text, you put them in short text like this one. But if they are long, then you allow them to be in a long text, so that when you type, it does not limit you with the space of characters. And then now we have the city, and then we have the postal code, we have the reference number. Reference number is a short text, it's not a number. And then when you are done, you just go back to view. You see I've already created mine. Okay, then you type, and then from there, yes, and then from there, now we are going to do the queries. Okay, and then they say you best fit the column. It is very important to best fit the column. You print each table. Okay, just print the normal printing. It is important to name the table because here we don't have insert, header, and footer to find your document when you print. It is important to save your table including your initials and surname like this, because when you print, then you won't be able to see your document if you did not include your initials and surname on your document when you save. Let's quickly move on to the queries. The queries, they say there are how many? There are 5. Find all the people who are available and clicks, and their address ends with street. You show all the names, surname, and income. The first thing that to do is I don't know why my computer is playing now. The first thing that you do when you create a query, you go to create, and then you go to query design. In this case, we are going to add both tables because we want to link them. You add, you close. Before you activate the fields, we need to link the tables. How do we link the tables? We check which one that we have here as a column heading that also appears on this table. In this case, it is a reference number. How do you link then? You just left click on the reference number and then you move your cursor to the right hand side on top of the other reference number and then release your mouse, and then it is going to give you this line. So every time when you do the queries, that's what you do. That is the first step. You add the table, both of them, and then you create a link for the same headings, which is now in this case is reference number, by holding the left button of your mouse on top of the reference number, and then you move it to the other table, and then from there you read the instruction. They say you show name. What does that mean? That means you double click on name and then it's going to show here at the bottom. They say you show name, you show surname, you double click on surname, and then you show income. Which is current income. The reason why we are creating a link, it is because we are avoiding a long repeating list, because these reference numbers, they are the same, but if you don't link them, this one they will appear together with this one. So it is just to save the long list number, and then they say you save it as query 1. Now they say they want all the people who are available. So we want to also include the availability. So we are going to add available again here because we want people who are available. And then here now on the criteria, we are putting now our input data. These people, they are clerks. So these people, they are clerks. So now we need to also activate the available. We need to activate the address because there's something that says something about the address. We also need to activate the experience because we want clerks. And then on the criteria, you see there's criteria row. Available column, we put yes because we want people who are available. Address, they say end with street. We don't know what does it begins with, that is why we put a star there. Experience, we want clerks. The instruction says find all the people who are available, that is why we put it yes under available, and those people are clerks, that is why we put clerks on the experience, and their address ends with street, that is why we put star and then street. You still remember the filters, the advanced filter that we're doing. And then from here, before you run, you make a snip tool of this. Should the instruction says like that, but in your exercise it does not say. At some point they would really like to know or to see how did you go about doing their input data, or how did you put your criteria. So all you need to do is just to go search for a snipping tool, and then you snip to only this, what you have put in. And then from there you minimize your snipping tool, and then you run here. When you run, it is going to give you the people who are available and their addresses end with a street, and the experience, it is the clerk. And then you save it according to there. You say it is query 1. Just go to save, and then query 1. with your initials, surname, and student number. Every time, every query that you create, you include your initials, surname, and student number. Every every table that you create, you include your initials, surname, and student number. It is very important because when you print, they won't be able to see. Even when you save before at the beginning, you make sure you always include your initials and surname and student number. And then okay, and then on when you get to Word, you open a blank Word document, and then you paste whatever that you snip tool. So for every query we are going to paste. Okay, let's go back to our table. We are now creating another query. Query number 2, they said that find all the teachers with an income of more than 8,500. You remember I said you insert, you go to create, I said you go to create and then query design, and then you add both tables. I'm just using two things, and then you add both tables, and then you link reference to reference number, and then you show the fields that they want you to show. They say show contact number. That is why you say contact number, name, show contact number, reference number, and a name. Contact number, name, and then experience, and then current income. They made a mistake here. It is just the contact number, name, and then the experience, because they want teachers. That is why we have activated experience. You see here they want teachers, and then they want also people who are earning more than 8,500. So that is why I've underlined that 8,500. When you get here now, what do? You put teachers as it is, just the word teacher as it is, and then greater than 8,500, because the instruction said more than 8,500. And then what do? You go to snip tool, new, and then you crop this one. They want it in Microsoft Word. You minimize and then you run. This is what you are going to get. You are going to get teachers that are earning more than 8,500, and then you save your query. Okay, and then you go to Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word, you paste this, and then you go back, you create another query, you go to query design, you add both the tables, then you link the reference number with reference number, and then you read the instruction. They are saying find all the people who are 35 years old and younger and are not available. Show the name, show the surname, and the age, and also available, because now we want the people who are not available. So then the criteria, we are putting less and equal to. Why? We don't leave a space, because these people, they're saying they are equals to 35 years and they are younger. That is why we started with less 35 and equals to 35, and then availability, they are not available. That is why we put no, and then we go to snip tool, we go to new, then we crop this, we minimize, we run. We are going to get people who are less than 31, who are 35 years old and younger, 35 years old and younger, and they are not available. And then you save your query again with your initial surname and student number, and then you go back to Microsoft Word, you paste, and then you create another query, which is query number 4. Query number 4, they are saying find all the surname that ends with N and all older than 40. Show experience, income, and reference number. Okay, the surname. You go to create query design, and then you add both tables, and then you link reference number. It is very important to link, and then you show the required fields, and then the surname, we say it's what, it end with N. That is why we put the star and N. And then also they say they are older than 40. That is why we are now showing age column. So they are older than 40. And then we snip tool. And you snip tool this. And then you go to Microsoft Word. You paste it. And then you go back to your Access now. And then you run. You see the result. The teacher, it is the teacher that has a surname that ends with N, and then it's older than 40, and then you save it with your initials and surname and the student number. And then we create a last one. You go to query design, you go to create query design, you add both the tables, you link, and then you show the required field, which is find all the names that start with J and then with no salary. You show surname, age, contact number. You save that query 5, your name, surname, and student number. That is why you see we have added the required field, surname, age, contact number, and then we have a name. The name, they say start with J. That is why you put J, and then we put a star after J, because we don't know what does it end with or what follows. Remember, this is access, it's no longer the filters now. That is why you put J, then the star next to it to say we don't know what is the rest. With no salary. Under current income, then we put 0, and then we go to snipping tool. You crop whatever that you have in there, and then you go to Microsoft Word, you paste it, which is your criteria range, and then you go back, you run your query. You run your query, you are going to get the person, the age is 38, and then we have Jacob, who has no salary. Make sure you best fit your content as well. You see, contact number was invisible. It is always to make sure you always best fit the content. You always save it with your student number. Your queries, the queries are going to show here, and these are the tables. You are going to show your, when you save, make sure you save it with your student number, initials, and surname, because when you print, it is important when you print that you are going to see it. Every time when you're working with the tables, you double click on them. Double click on the tables, and then if you want to go back and edit something on the the fields that you have inserted, maybe experience, and then instead of experience you said experiences, you want to go change, delete the S. You always work with this ruler. Go back to view, and then yes, and then it's going to take you there. Then you just click, you edit. When you are done, you also go there to that table, you view it. It is going to take you back. And then you save it with the initials and surname. That is very important. When you print, this is what you are going to get. The initials and surname, they are going to lie in there, in the student number, because we don't have header and a footer here. That is why it is important to always, when you, for example, when you print the queries, we are going to print them one by one. By double clicking on them, double clicking on query number 2, make sure you save it with your initials and surname. Double click on it, and then you go to file, print. When you print, I made a mistake. I was supposed to make a print preview. When you print, you see, if you just left it as query 2, you are going to see query 2. But if you save it as query 2 with your initials and surname and student number, then it was going to appear here, because we don't have a space for header and footer. That is very important. Okay guys, I hope this long video, it is going to help you. So you are welcome to also ask me questions. Thank you.